If you're over 60, every supplement you swallow, every vitamin you trust, and every label you believe could have a direct impact on your heart. But what if I told you that some of the most common vitamins you take every day, yes, vitamins, may be quietly putting your heart at risk? As a heart doctor, I've seen it far too often. Older adults walking into my clinic with bruises they can't explain, blood pressure that won't stabilize, or heart rhythms that suddenly go out of sync. They're not eating junk. They're not ignoring their health. In fact, they think they're doing everything right. Taking daily vitamins, following advice from TV, or sticking with the same habits they've had for years. But what they don't realize is that some of these healthy supplements, especially when taken in the wrong dose or combined with common medications, can silently destroy the very organ they're meant to protect. In this video, I'm begging seniors to stop taking these 9 vitamins, or at the very least to understand how they may be working against your heart. The worst part? One of them is probably sitting in your cabinet right now. Stay with me. You need to hear this before it's too late. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Vitamin E. When too much antioxidant slowly turns into a dangerous blood thinner. You've been told it's healthy, that vitamin E helps fight aging, protects your cells, and strengthens your immune system. For decades, vitamin E has been praised as a hero supplement, available on every drugstore shelf, marketed in bold labels as heart healthy and anti-aging. So naturally, you trust it. You take it daily, maybe even in high doses, hoping to fight wrinkles, boost energy, or just feel better. But what if I told you that the very thing you believe is protecting your heart may actually be the reason it's quietly failing? Yes, too much vitamin E can destroy your heart. And the worst part, you might not even feel it happening until it's too late. As a heart specialist with over 3 decades of experience treating seniors, I've seen this mistake far too often. Let me tell you about one of my patients. We'll call her Margaret. She was 72, active, sharp-minded, and proud of her health regimen. She avoided fast food, walked every day, and took her vitamins religiously, especially vitamin E. But one day she came into my clinic with strange bruises, a bloody nose that wouldn't stop, and dizziness. After tests, we found internal bleeding. Why? She was unknowingly overdosing on vitamin E, and it was interacting dangerously with her prescribed blood thinner, warfarin. You see, vitamin E, especially at high doses, over 400 IU daily, acts as a powerful blood thinner. For a young adult, the body might handle it, but for seniors, especially those on heart medications like warfarin, aspirin, or Plavix, this combination can quietly spiral out of control. It makes your blood too thin. You could bleed longer after a small cut. A simple bump could turn into a massive bruise. And internally, a slow bleed in your stomach, your brain, or your heart's lining could go unnoticed until you're in the emergency room with a hemorrhage or even a stroke. What's even more terrifying is how subtle it all begins. Most seniors don't overdose intentionally. They simply don't know. Maybe you're taking a multivitamin and a separate heart formula and a skin supplement, all containing vitamin E. It adds up quickly. You might feel a little more tired. Maybe you notice your gums bleeding when you brush. Maybe you're bruising more easily. But you shrug it off. That's aging, right? Wrong. That's danger. Your body after 60 becomes far more sensitive to how supplements interact with medications. Your liver and kidneys don't clear excess vitamins as efficiently. Your blood vessels are more fragile, and any imbalance, even from something natural like vitamin E, can tip your system over the edge. The truth is, natural doesn't mean safe, especially for seniors. A vitamin is still a compound, a chemical, and it affects your biology in real, serious ways. So, what should you do? Talk to your doctor before taking any high dose supplements. Read every label, not just the front, but the back. Look at how much vitamin E you're truly getting each day. Often, your daily food, sunflower seeds, almonds, spinach, already gives you enough. You rarely need a separate pill. And please, if you're on blood thinners, never take vitamin E without medical guidance. It's not just about feeling healthier, it's about protecting your life. I've seen too many cases like Margaret's, preventable tragedies caused by good intentions but dangerous misunderstandings. She recovered, but she was lucky. Many others don't make it to the hospital in time. Your heart has worked for you every day for 60, 70, even 80 years. It doesn't need trendy health fads or mega doses. It needs balance. It needs you to understand that less can be more. Now, if vitamin E, one of the most popular supplements in America, can quietly push your heart toward danger, what about something even more common? Something crisp, tangy, and sitting right now in millions of refrigerators across the country? Let me take you there, to a hidden threat packed with salt and tradition: pickled cucumbers. You'll want to hear this. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Vitamin A, the silent overdose that's putting your heart at risk. You've likely heard that vitamin A is essential for healthy vision, a strong immune system, and glowing skin. For many older adults, it's become routine. Taking cod liver oil capsules, multivitamins, or supplements labeled anti-aging that promise to keep your eyes sharp and your skin youthful. But there's a dangerous truth hiding beneath this good intention. Too much vitamin A can quietly destroy your heart, especially after age 60, when your body becomes more vulnerable to nutrient imbalances. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means your body doesn't flush out the excess in urine like it does with vitamin C or B complex vitamins. Instead, it stores it in your liver, building up slowly over time. At first, it feels harmless, but when the levels get too high, typically more than 3,000 mcg, 10,000 IU per day, that healthy habit turns toxic. I remember a patient, let's call him Walter. He was 78 years old, a retired teacher who prided himself on staying ahead of aging. He took cod liver oil every morning and a high-potency multivitamin packed with vitamin A. He had no idea that over the years, his liver had been quietly accumulating excess retinol, the active form of vitamin A. When he came to see me, he was experiencing fatigue, mild swelling in his legs, and an irregular heartbeat. At first glance, it looked like classic heart failure, but blood tests revealed something less obvious: toxic levels of vitamin A and signs of liver strain. The connection between vitamin A toxicity and heart health is very real. When your liver becomes overwhelmed, it can't filter toxins properly or regulate cholesterol. This leads to increased pressure on your cardiovascular system. High vitamin A levels have also been linked to elevated blood calcium, which contributes to the calcification of arteries, making them stiff, less elastic, and far more dangerous. Over time, this silent hardening of the arteries increases your risk of heart attacks, strokes, and congestive heart failure. And yet, most seniors are never warned. In America, many older adults take both a multivitamin and a separate supplement like cod liver oil without realizing they're doubling or tripling their vitamin A intake. What's worse, Many senior targeted supplements include high doses of preformed vitamin A, retinol, or retinol palmitate, which is far more toxic in large amounts than beta carotene from fruits and vegetables. Unlike water soluble vitamins, you don't feel vitamin A toxicity right away. You won't get sick overnight. Instead, your body starts to slow down. You may feel more tired. You might develop dry skin, blurred vision, joint pain, or irregular heartbeats. Symptoms often dismissed as normal aging. But these are early warnings from a body under pressure. The real heartbreak? Most of this damage is preventable. You don't need to stop eating sweet potatoes, carrots, or leafy greens. These foods contain beta carotene, which your body only converts into vitamin A when it needs it. They are safe, nourishing, and heart friendly. The danger lies in synthetic or concentrated forms found in pills, especially when you're already eating a balanced diet. After 60, your liver processes nutrients slower. Your kidneys filter less efficiently. Your heart becomes more sensitive to stress, inflammation, and vascular stiffness. And that means you can no longer afford to take supplements blindly. What helped you at 40 might hurt you at 70. Walter was lucky. We caught his problem early. He stopped the supplements, switched to a heart-friendly diet, and his symptoms slowly reversed. But not every senior is that fortunate. For some, the damage is already done, and the cost is a weakened heart, hospital visits, or worse. So before you swallow another capsule promising youthful energy or glowing skin, ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I unknowingly harming the very heart that's kept me alive for decades? Now, if a simple vitamin like A, something sold over the counter in every pharmacy, can silently stress your liver and harden your arteries, imagine what happens when you combine too many supplements that all thin the blood. Coming up next, you'll discover a vitamin that's hailed as a cholesterol-lowering miracle, but could actually trigger dangerous heart rhythms and damage your liver. Stay with me. You might be taking it right now. 3. Calcium plus vitamin D, the deadly duo that's hardening your arteries. For most seniors, the moment a doctor mentions bone health, the reflex is automatic. Grab a bottle of calcium and vitamin D. Every pharmacy aisle in America is lined with supplements claiming to build strong bones, prevent fractures, and protect aging joints. And so millions of older adults take them daily, sometimes twice a day, without realizing the danger they could be swallowing. But here's the truth you may not have heard. When taken incorrectly, calcium and vitamin D can slowly destroy your heart. You've been told calcium is essential for your bones, and it is, but only when it's in the right place, your skeleton. When calcium ends up in the wrong place, your arteries, it becomes a silent killer, and that risk rises dramatically when it's combined with high-dose vitamin D, which pushes more calcium into your bloodstream than your body may know how to handle. Let me tell you about James, a 74-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio who came into my clinic last year. He had no prior history of heart disease, ate a fairly balanced diet, and exercised 3 times a week. But he had been taking 1,500 milligrams of calcium daily, along with 2,000 IU of vitamin D, on his own, without medical supervision, simply because he heard it was good for bones. He thought he was doing everything right. But James came to me with increasing fatigue, tightness in his chest, and shortness of breath when walking upstairs. Tests revealed something we see more and more often in aging Americans: extensive vascular calcification. His arteries were literally hardening with calcium deposits, the same mineral he thought was helping him. Over time, those deposits narrow the arteries, raise blood pressure, and make the heart work harder than it should, eventually leading to heart failure or a fatal event like a heart attack. This isn't rare. It's not even new science. Multiple studies now confirm that excessive calcium intake from supplements, especially without magnesium and vitamin K2, is associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular disease in older adults. It's a risk most people don't know because it's silent, gradual, and doesn't feel dangerous until it's too late. Here's why it's so important for seniors. After age 60, kidney function declines. That means your body can't regulate calcium as efficiently. Excess calcium in your blood doesn't just go away. It looks for places to settle, and often it settles in the walls of your arteries, your heart valves, even your kidneys. Vitamin D, especially in high doses, increases calcium absorption from your gut. Without the right balance of vitamin K2 to direct calcium into your bones, you create the perfect storm. Too much calcium too quickly with nowhere safe to go. And unlike calcium from food, supplemental calcium hits your bloodstream all at once. That sudden spike can overwhelm your system, especially if taken with large amounts of vitamin D. It doesn't strengthen your bones, it just circulates, and if your arteries are inflamed or damaged, which happens naturally with age, calcium sticks. James had no idea that his heart was being weakened, not strengthened, by the pills he trusted. Fortunately, we caught the issue in time. We stopped the supplements, improved his diet with calcium-rich foods like leafy greens, almonds, and fortified cereals, and added vitamin K2 to his regimen. His energy improved, and the progression of calcification slowed, but it was a close call, and one that could have been prevented with better guidance. So what's the takeaway? More isn't always better. In fact, too much of a good thing, especially in pill form, can quietly damage the most vital muscle in your body. Your heart doesn't need megadoses. It needs moderation. It needs smart, tailored care. If you're over 60 and taking calcium with vitamin D every day without medical advice, please pause and reconsider. Ask your doctor. Check your kidney function. Review your blood calcium levels. And always remember, what your bones need can't come at the expense of your heart. And if calcium and vitamin D, the classic safe pair, can harden your arteries and damage your heart, imagine what happens when a vitamin actually triggers liver inflammation and dangerous heart rhythms. Coming up next, I'll reveal the one supplement that promises to lower cholesterol, but may be putting your heart into a dangerous spin. And it's likely sitting in your cabinet right now. Stay with me. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Niacin vitamin B3, the heart helper that can trigger dangerous rhythms and liver damage. Niacin has long held a reputation as the cholesterol-friendly vitamin. For years, it was promoted in magazines, on TV, and even in doctors' offices as a natural way to lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and raise HDL, good cholesterol. That promise, so appealing to millions of Americans worried about heart disease, led to a surge in over-the-counter niacin use, especially among seniors trying to avoid statins or other prescription drugs. But beneath that promise lies a risk few people truly understand, especially those over 60. High-dose niacin can silently destroy your heart and damage your liver beyond repair. As a cardiologist who has treated thousands of older adults across the country, I've seen the dangerous side of this so-called miracle vitamin up close. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 76-year-old widow from Michigan. She was independent, sharp, and proactive about her health. Her cholesterol was mildly elevated, and though her primary care doctor had mentioned statins, Eleanor wanted a more natural approach. She read online that niacin could help, so she started taking 1,000 millimoles of extended-release niacin every night, believing she was doing the right thing. 6 months later, she was in my office with symptoms that had been slowly worsening: fatigue, dizziness, facial flushing, and a racing heartbeat. What we found shocked her. Blood tests showed elevated liver enzymes, and her EKG revealed episodes of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that can lead to strokes. Her niacin levels were dangerously high, and they were damaging not just her liver, but the electrical rhythm of her heart itself. Many seniors don't realize that at high doses, anything above 500 milligrams, niacin stops acting like a vitamin and starts behaving like a drug, with side effects that can be severe. The flushing alone is enough to cause panic. Red, hot, burning skin that feels like a fire from the inside. But far more dangerous are the effects that happen invisibly. Toxicity in the liver, spikes in blood sugar, and arrhythmias that can go unnoticed until one night, your heart slips into a dangerous rhythm. After age 60, your liver doesn't process medications and supplements as efficiently. Your heart muscle is more sensitive to inflammation and electrical changes. What might be a tolerable dose for someone younger can become a slow-acting toxin in an aging body. And niacin doesn't work in isolation. It interacts with other medications many seniors already take, like blood pressure drugs, diabetes medications, or blood thinners. The heartbreaking part? Eleanor thought she was protecting her heart. She truly believed niacin was safer than statins, but in reality, it was doing the opposite. It was silently weakening her heart's rhythm, stressing her liver, and setting her up for a stroke. We were able to help Eleanor. We stopped the niacin immediately, treated her liver inflammation, and got her heart rhythm under control with medication. But the damage could have been permanent. And for many seniors who don't seek help soon enough, it is. The American Heart Association and major cardiology guidelines now do not recommend niacin for routine cholesterol control, especially in seniors. Studies show that while it may slightly raise HDL, it doesn't actually lower heart attack risk, and its side effects far outweigh the benefits, especially after 60. So if you're taking niacin, especially in doses over 250 milligrams and you're over 60, please stop and talk to your doctor. Don't be fooled by the word vitamin. In the wrong dose, niacin is a drug. And like any drug, it can help or it can harm. And in aging bodies, it far too often does the latter. Your heart doesn't just need help lowering cholesterol. It needs a rhythm that stays steady, a liver that works efficiently, and blood vessels that aren't inflamed by unregulated supplements. Don't let a bottle labeled heart health fool you into thinking it's safe. It's your heartbeat on the line. But if niacin, a supplement sold in health stores across the country, can disrupt your heart's electrical system and strain your liver, what about a vitamin that seems completely harmless, even essential, yet might be slowly forming kidney stones and stiffening your blood vessels from the inside out? Coming up next, the immune-boosting vitamin most seniors take during cold season, and why too much of it might be breaking your heart. You need to hear this. 5. Vitamin C, the immune booster that may be damaging your heart and kidneys. For generations, vitamin C has been the go-to supplement in nearly every American household. It's the hero of cold season, the immune system's best friend, the harmless little pill that many seniors pop every morning with their coffee, just to be safe. It's marketed as natural, essential, and even heart-friendly. But what if I told you that for seniors over 60, too much vitamin C could quietly be harming your kidneys, disrupting your blood vessels, and yes, slowly destroying your heart? I know how deeply rooted the trust in vitamin C is, especially among older adults who grew up hearing about its miraculous power to ward off illness. But here's what most don't know. The danger doesn't come from vitamin C itself, but from the dose. Once you exceed the daily recommended amount, which is just 75 to 90 milligrams for adults, the risk doesn't just increase, it compounds, especially when you're taking 1,000 milligrams or even 2,000 milligrams a day, thinking more is better. I'll never forget Harold, an 81-year-old retired postal worker from Pennsylvania, a kind, cautious man who took pride in staying healthy. For years, he took a megadose of vitamin C every day, 2,000 milligrams, believing it would keep him free from illness. He even added vitamin C powder to his water. But over time, Harold began experiencing lower back pain, unusual fatigue, and what he thought were just signs of aging. By the time he came to see me, his kidneys were under serious stress. Imaging revealed calcium oxalate kidney stones, which are often linked to excessive vitamin C intake, because excess vitamin C gets converted into oxalate in the body. But what truly alarmed me wasn't just the stones. Harold also had early signs of vascular calcification, meaning tiny calcium deposits had begun forming in his blood vessels, including those near the heart. This happens because high doses of vitamin C, especially over long periods, can raise blood calcium and oxalate levels, creating a perfect storm, hardening arteries, straining kidneys, and increasing the risk of heart failure and stroke, all without symptoms until it's too late. Harold, like so many, had no idea his immune insurance was putting his heart and kidneys at risk. The reality is, after 60, your body becomes less efficient at filtering excesses. Your kidneys slow down, your blood vessels lose elasticity. What your body tolerated at 40 might now accumulate and inflame, slowly, silently, and dangerously. And because vitamin C is water-soluble, people assume it's safe no matter how much they take. But that's a myth. Your body can't use more than it needs, and the rest becomes a burden on your kidneys, your heart, your entire vascular system. Even worse, high-dose vitamin C can interfere with common medications many seniors rely on. For example, it can reduce the effectiveness of statins, blood pressure medications, and certain diuretics. It may also increase iron absorption in harmful ways, especially for those with heart conditions linked to iron overload. The signs of vitamin C overuse are easy to miss: joint pain, mild nausea, back aches, frequent urination, or occasional dizziness. But these aren't just old age, they're red flags, warnings from a body trying to keep up with more than it can handle. So, what's the safe path forward? You don't need to eliminate vitamin C. Your body still needs it to form collagen, heal wounds, and support immunity. But the best way to get it isn't from a megadose capsule. It's from real food: a small orange, a handful of strawberries, a bowl of broccoli. These foods provide vitamin C in balanced amounts, alongside fiber, antioxidants, and natural enzymes that support your entire cardiovascular system without overwhelming it. And if you're already taking supplements, check the label. Many multivitamins contain more vitamin C than you need, even before you add in powders or immune-boosting drinks. Don't let the label "natural" fool you. In large doses, even natural substances can become dangerous, especially in aging bodies. Harold's story has a happy ending. We stopped the supplements, treated his kidney issues, and shifted him to a heart-healthy diet. But the warning is clear: just because something is common doesn't mean it's safe. Especially after 60, every pill you take should have a purpose and a professional guiding that choice. Now, if vitamin C, the most trusted supplement in America, can quietly harden your arteries and damage your kidneys, imagine what happens when a single mineral supplement begins to unbalance your blood pressure, disrupt your heartbeat, and cause digestive chaos without warning. Coming up next, I'll reveal the one supplement often marketed as a relaxation mineral that could be quietly pushing your heart into dangerous territory. You won't want to miss this. 6. Magnesium, the relaxation mineral that can quietly wreck your heart rhythm. For many older adults, magnesium feels like a miracle fix. Trouble sleeping? Take magnesium. constipation, magnesium, muscle cramps, anxiety, high blood pressure. There's a magnesium product for every symptom, from chewables to powders, tablets to bath soaks. And it's easy to see why seniors across America rely on it. It's natural, it's affordable, and it's everywhere. But what if I told you that the same supplement you're taking to feel calm could, in the wrong form or dose, destroy your heart from the inside out? Magnesium is often called the relaxation mineral because of its role in calming nerves and muscles. And yes, magnesium is essential. Your body needs it to regulate heartbeat, blood pressure, and nerve function. But the truth is, not all magnesium is safe, especially for people over 60. Too much of the wrong kind can trigger dangerous heart rhythms, blood pressure crashes, dehydration, and even hospitalization. Let me share the story of Dorothy, a 79-year-old retired nurse from Illinois. She started taking magnesium oxide daily to stay regular and help with sleep. What she didn't realize was that this form of magnesium has very poor absorption, and only about 4%, meaning most of it stays in the digestive tract, drawing water into the bowels. For Dorothy, that led to chronic diarrhea and unrecognized fluid loss. After a few weeks, she began feeling dizzy when standing up, her heart would flutter after meals, and her legs felt weak. When she came to my clinic, tests revealed an electrolyte imbalance, low blood pressure, and, most alarming, ventricular ectopic beats, irregular contractions of the heart that can, over time, develop into serious arrhythmias. The culprit? Excessive magnesium oxide, which had dehydrated her and unbalanced her potassium and sodium levels. She thought she was helping her body relax, but she was actually putting her heart under dangerous stress. Here's what most people don't know. Magnesium doesn't work in isolation. It affects and is affected by sodium, calcium, and potassium. When you throw that balance off even slightly, it can disrupt the electrical signals that keep your heart beating steadily. And as we age, the margin for error becomes dangerously thin. Your kidneys don't clear excess minerals as quickly. Your blood pressure becomes more sensitive to shifts. What seems like a simple mineral supplement can begin to act like a drug, one that affects your entire cardiovascular system. Magnesium can be safe and helpful, but only when taken appropriately. The problem is, the supplement industry is full of confusing labels: magnesium citrate, oxide, glycinate, malate, chloride. Each has a different effect. Some cause diarrhea, some affect absorption rates, and few seniors know the difference. Even worse, some products combine magnesium with laxatives or sleep aids, further increasing the risk of dehydration, fatigue, or drug interactions. Most older adults only need about 320 to 420 milligrams of magnesium per day from all sources, food and supplements combined. But many supplements contain 500 milligrams or more in a single serving. When taken daily, this leads to accumulation and imbalance. And unlike vitamins that are water-soluble and flushed out, magnesium can build up quietly, especially in those with reduced kidney function. The early signs of too much magnesium can be subtle: low energy, irregular heartbeat, lightheadedness, loose stools. But left unchecked, they can evolve into hypotension, bradycardia, slow heart rate, or even cardiac arrest in extreme cases. Dorothy was fortunate. We stopped the supplement, restored her fluid and electrolyte balance, and switched her to a food-based magnesium approach: spinach, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and beans. Her heart rhythm normalized and her energy returned. But she told me something that stuck. I thought I was doing everything right. I just didn't know that something so natural could push my heart that far off course. And that's the lesson here. Natural doesn't mean harmless. Not after 60. Not when your body is more sensitive, your kidneys less efficient, and your heart more vulnerable. Every pill, every scoop of powder, every choice you make, it all matters now more than ever. If you're taking magnesium, talk to your doctor about the type, the dose, and your kidney function. Don't guess, don't assume. And if you're noticing symptoms like palpitations, lightheadedness, or GI upset, don't ignore them. Your heart might be trying to tell you something. Now, if even magnesium, the supplement that's supposed to calm your system, can wreak havoc on your heart's rhythm, what about a vitamin that quietly damages your nerves, weakens your grip, and leaves you vulnerable to deadly falls, all while claiming to boost energy? Up next, we'll uncover the hidden dangers of a vitamin taken by millions of seniors and why too much of it might slowly rob you of your independence. Stay with me. 7. Vitamin B6, the energy booster that can slowly numb your nerves and break your heart. At first glance, vitamin B6 seems like the safest bet on your supplement shelf. It's marketed as the ultimate nerve protector, mood booster, and energy vitamin. It's tucked neatly inside nearly every senior multivitamin and often sold separately with promises to help memory, combat fatigue, and improve balance. But what most older Americans don't know is that when taken in high doses over time, vitamin B6 doesn't heal the nervous system. It breaks it down, inch by inch. And in the background, it may even be helping to destroy your heart. I've watched it happen in my own clinic. One patient, Lorraine, was 82, fiercely independent, and proud of her active lifestyle. She loved gardening, driving to her weekly church group, and spending time with her grandchildren. She also took a daily B-complex supplement with 100 milligrams of B6 on top of the 50 milligrams already in her multivitamin. For over a year, she did this faithfully, believing it would help her with energy and nerve strength. But slowly, Lorraine began losing her balance. She had trouble holding on to silverware. Her hands started to tingle. She told me it felt like her body was going numb from the edges in. At first, her family thought she was just aging, but blood tests told a different story. Toxic levels of vitamin B6 in her bloodstream. This vitamin, which she thought was her ally, had crossed a dangerous threshold. You see, vitamin B6 is water-soluble, but that doesn't mean it's safe in any quantity. In high doses, typically anything over 50 milliliters per day long-term, B6 can actually damage the protective sheath, myelin, around your nerves, especially in older adults. The result? Neuropathy. That means numbness, weakness, poor coordination, and, tragically, falls. But here's what makes it especially dangerous. B6 toxicity develops slowly and quietly. You don't feel it overnight. There's no big warning. It starts with a little tingling, then clumsiness, then unsteadiness on your feet. And for seniors, one fall can be life-altering. A broken hip, a head injury, or prolonged hospitalization can steal away independence in an instant. But what most don't realize is that this nerve damage also affects your heart. When your peripheral nervous system is under attack, your autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary functions like heart rate and blood pressure, can also become dysregulated. I've seen patients like Lorraine begin experiencing irregular heartbeats, wild swings in blood pressure, even fainting episodes. In advanced cases, this can lead to orthostatic hypotension, a drop in blood pressure when standing, which significantly increases the risk of falls and cardiac stress. The nervous system and cardiovascular system are tightly connected, and when one suffers, the other often follows. In other words, too much vitamin B6 doesn't just weaken your grip, it can weaken your heartbeat. Lorraine was lucky. Once we identified the toxicity, she stopped all B6 supplements and began a targeted rehabilitation program to restore her nerve function. It took months, but she gradually regained her strength and balance. The emotional toll, though, was lasting. I thought I was helping myself, she said, but I nearly lost the ability to hold my grandbaby. The scariest part? Lorraine wasn't taking anything extreme. Her daily dose, 150 milligrams, is still under the tolerable upper limit on many supplement labels. That limit, 100 milligrams a day, is outdated and doesn't account for the increased sensitivity of aging nerves. Recent research suggests even 50 milligrams a day for extended periods can be harmful, especially in seniors. If you're over 60 and you're taking B-complex vitamins or energy blends, take a moment today to add up how much B6 you're really getting. You may be shocked. Many brain boosters, nerve health pills, or even menopause support formulas contain B6, often in amounts far exceeding what your body actually needs. The truth is, most seniors only need 1.5 to 2 milligrams of B6 per day, and they get plenty from diet alone. Chicken, fish, bananas, and fortified cereals are all excellent sources. You don't need megadoses, you need precision and protection. So before you reach for another supplement that promises clarity and energy, ask yourself, is this really helping me or quietly hurting me? Because if vitamin B6 and the supposed nerve protector can sabotage your grip, your balance, and your heartbeat, then what about a supplement that's even more misunderstood? One that you probably think is for tired blood, but when misused, can trigger organ overload, inflammation, and yes, serious damage to your heart and brain. Next up, we'll expose the hidden risks of iron supplements in older adults and why they might be doing far more harm than good. You won't want to miss what comes next. 8. Iron, the tired blood supplement that could be overloading your organs and slowly destroying your heart. For generations, iron has been the go-to solution for tired blood. Fatigue, pale skin, dizziness. You might have been told to take an iron pill, maybe even without a blood test. Especially for seniors, iron is often seen as a simple fix, a nutrient you just top off when your energy runs low. But here's the chilling truth. If your body doesn't actually need iron, supplementing it can slowly poison your organs, inflame your blood vessels, and even destroy your heart from the inside out. Yes, iron is essential, but it's also dangerous in excess. Unlike some nutrients that your body can flush out when they're not needed, iron accumulates. And as we age, this becomes a far bigger problem. After the age of 60, our body's ability to regulate and store iron begins to shift. Men are particularly vulnerable, and postmenopausal women no longer lose iron through monthly cycles, meaning the risk of iron overload creeps up, often unnoticed. I'll never forget Frank, a 73-year-old former firefighter from Missouri. Big-hearted, active, and always ready to help someone in need. Frank came to my clinic with shortness of breath, a strange heaviness in his chest, and chronic fatigue. His doctor had prescribed iron supplements months earlier for low energy. No lab tests, just a hunch. Frank had faithfully taken them every day. When we ran his labs, the results were alarming. His ferritin levels, the marker of iron stores, were through the roof. His liver enzymes were elevated, and imaging revealed signs of early cardiomyopathy, a condition where the heart muscle becomes weak and enlarged. Frank had iron overload, a silent but serious condition that was quietly corroding his organs, especially his heart. What many don't realize is that excess iron acts like rust inside the body. It creates oxidative stress, damaging cells and tissues at a microscopic level. In the heart, it can stiffen the muscle, interfere with electrical signals, and over time lead to heart failure or sudden cardiac death. In the brain, It's been linked to cognitive decline and even neurodegenerative diseases. And in the liver and pancreas, it increases the risk of cirrhosis and diabetes. This condition, called hemochromatosis when inherited or iron overload when acquired, is far more common than people think, especially in older adults taking supplements without proper testing. And the symptoms: fatigue, joint pain, irregular heartbeat, belly discomfort, they're often mistaken for normal aging, allowing the damage to continue undetected. Frank was shocked. I thought I was doing what the bottle said. I didn't know I was hurting myself. We immediately stopped the iron. His heart medication was adjusted, and over time, with therapeutic phlebotomy, a controlled removal of blood to lower iron levels, Frank's symptoms began to ease. But his story is a cautionary tale for every senior reaching for an iron pill without knowing if they truly need it. Here's what every person over 60 should understand. You should never take iron unless a doctor has confirmed you are deficient. The most accurate way to test this is through blood work: hemoglobin, hematocrit, serum iron, and especially ferritin. If your ferritin is normal or high, supplementing iron can do more harm than good. Also, beware of hidden iron in multivitamins. Many daily formulas include iron by default, even though seniors often don't need it. Always read labels carefully. Iron in pill form isn't gentler or smarter than iron from food. It's often more concentrated and harder for the body to regulate. Iron-rich foods like spinach, red meat, lentils, and fortified cereals can be part of a balanced diet. But when taken in pill form, without supervision, iron becomes a toxic metal, not a nourishing mineral. And here's something truly frightening. Excess iron not only damages the heart, it feeds harmful bacteria in the bloodstream, increasing your risk of infection, sepsis, and even endocarditis, a deadly infection of the heart's lining. So not only can iron weaken the muscle of your heart, it can make it more vulnerable to being attacked. Your heart has been strong for decades. It's carried you through loss, love, laughter, and life. Don't let a well-intentioned supplement undo all of that. Be cautious, be informed, and be tested. Now, if iron, a supplement as old as modern medicine itself, can quietly erode your heart and age your organs from the inside, imagine what could happen when you mix multiple high-dose vitamins together without knowing how they interact. Up next, we'll explore the final and perhaps most dangerous mistake seniors make with their vitamins: taking the wrong kind of multivitamin entirely. You might be shocked at what's really hiding inside that daily senior formula. Stay with me. 9. Multivitamins, the safe daily habit that may be slowly sabotaging your heart. You take it every morning. It's part of your routine. Sitting next to your coffee mug or laid out beside your morning pills, your multivitamin feels like one of the safest decisions you make each day. You're told it's complete nutrition. You trust it because it's labeled for seniors or heart healthy. But what if I told you that the very multivitamin you count on to keep you strong, sharp, and protected might be silently working against your heart, your medications, and your well-being? I've seen this scenario unfold far too often in my years of treating older adults. Patients come to me confused. Doctor, I take my vitamins, I eat well, I follow the rules. Why is my heart still struggling? And the heartbreaking truth is this: most multivitamins on the market are not designed for the needs of older adults with complex health conditions. In fact, many are dangerously overloaded with iron, vitamin A, B6, vitamin E, and other nutrients that in high doses or wrong combinations can destroy your heart from the inside out. Let me introduce you to Gwen, a 75-year-old retired librarian from Oregon. A sweet, health-conscious woman who kept meticulous records of her meals, her steps, and yes, her supplements. She was taking a popular senior multivitamin advertised on television. But when Gwen came into my clinic, she was experiencing lightheadedness, unexplained bruising, and strange heart palpitations. Her medication list included a blood thinner, and she had recently begun experiencing sudden blood pressure drops. We ran labs. Her vitamin K intake was spiking, conflicting with her anticoagulant therapy. Her vitamin E levels were elevated, thinning her blood even further. Her B6 levels were twice the upper safe limit, likely contributing to subtle nerve damage. Gwen was doing everything right, but her multivitamin was a toxic cocktail, slowly derailing her heart's rhythm, affecting her medication balance, and compromising her circulation. The truth is, most over-the-counter multivitamins are built for mass marketing, not personal medicine. They're designed to be sold in bulk, with long ingredient lists and more is better formulations. But more is not better, especially not for seniors. After 60, your body doesn't need the same nutrient profile it did at 30 or 40. Your metabolism slows, your kidney and liver functions change, your medication list grows, and every single supplement you take must now be considered in the context of those changes. Too much vitamin A and your arteries harden. Too much iron and your organs become inflamed. Too much B6 and your nerves go numb. Too much E and your blood loses its ability to clot. All these ingredients, often in megadoses, are packed into multivitamin tablets that are labeled safe for daily use. But no two seniors are the same, and what might be helpful for one person could be deeply harmful to another. Even worse, these multivitamins often interact with your prescriptions. Blood pressure pills, diabetes medications, statins, blood thinners, all can be affected. The danger here isn't obvious. There's no poison warning. There are no red flags when you swallow the pill. Instead, the damage happens quietly. A little fatigue here, a little shortness of breath there, a bruise that wasn't there yesterday. And then one day, it all adds up. A fall, a fainting episode, a trip to the ER, or worse. Gwen's case taught us both an important lesson. We stopped her multivitamin. We built a customized supplement plan, only what she needed based on her labs and her medications. Within weeks, her symptoms improved, her heart rhythm stabilized, and she told me something I'll never forget. I thought I was protecting myself. I didn't realize I was slowly breaking myself down. If you're over 60, don't assume senior means safe. Read the label, know what's inside, and most importantly, ask your doctor if you truly need a multivitamin at all. Often, a well-planned diet and a few targeted supplements based on your personal health are far safer than a catch-all tablet that might be working against you. Because if a single multivitamin, taken with the best of intentions, can quietly put your heart at risk, imagine how many other well-meaning habits might need rethinking. Now, you've learned about 9 vitamins that could slowly harm your heart if taken the wrong way, but knowledge without action changes nothing. In the final message, I'll share the most important step you must take starting today to protect your heart, extend your life, and reclaim the health you've worked your whole life to earn. You don't want to miss it. Final message. Your heart has been fighting for you. Now it's time you fight for it. Your heart has beaten more than 2 billion times by the time you reach your 70s. It has carried you through decades of love, loss, laughter, and life. It has kept going without complaint through stress, aging, illness, and sleepless nights. It's been your most loyal companion. And yet, for many older adults, this extraordinary organ is often taken for granted until the damage is done. You've just learned the truth about 9 common vitamins and supplements, each of them advertised as healthy, natural, or safe. But what they don't tell you is how these same substances, when taken in the wrong dose or without medical supervision, can silently unravel the very health you're trying to preserve. Let me be clear, it's not your fault. You were never told to question the multivitamin. No one warned you about B6 numbness or vitamin C kidney stones or iron overload that hardens your arteries. You weren't told that too much vitamin E could make your blood too thin or that magnesium could throw your heart into a dangerous rhythm. You weren't told because our health system often treats seniors like they can take the same pills as a 25-year-old, just with bigger labels. But you deserve better than that. Because now you know the truth, and that knowledge gives you something precious: power. The power to ask questions, the power to choose food over pills, the power to work with your doctor instead of guessing alone, the power to treat your body, and especially your heart, like the irreplaceable gift that it is. So what do you do now? You take this moment and make it count. You open your medicine cabinet and look, really look, at what you're taking. You check the labels. You write down every dose. You bring that list to your next doctor's appointment. You ask, do I need this? Is this helping me or could it be hurting me? You choose clarity over convenience, purpose over habit. Because your heart still has time. It still has strength. But only if you stop sabotaging it with silent enemies disguised as helpers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be informed and consistent. And if you're willing to take that next step to rethink what's normal and to protect the heart that has protected you your entire life, then you're already ahead of the damage. You're choosing not just more years, but better years, healthier years, years filled with clarity, strength, and the freedom to live on your terms. This isn't the end. It's your new beginning. Let today be the day you stop taking vitamins blindly and start living wisely. Your heart deserves that, and so do you. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.